What's going on? It's your boy Master B here to give you a little short interview that I did with former TNA Knockouts champion Velvet Sky at Wizard World Philadelphia. Talked about a lot of topics, talked about what her status is as a in-ring competitor, what she feels of wrestling for women as far as NXT and the indie scene, and what it feels like to be at Wizard World. So take a listen to this short interview I did right here on MixmasterB.com.
I'm here with former TNA Knockout, Miss Velvet Sky. How are you?
I'm doing great today. It's always awesome to be surrounded by so many awesome fans at these conventions. They're my favorite thing to do. We're here at Wizard World, Philadelphia today. It's an awesome turnout, day 2.
Now, tell us, how does it feel to be in Philadelphia? Because I know you say you love coming to the Philadelphia area. Stroke the Philadelphia fans' egos for them.
Philadelphia is hands down one of my top favorite places that I have ever performed in professional wrestling. The crowds here are so beyond passionate. You guys are so real, and you're not afraid to hold back your thoughts and what you think of a certain wrestler or whatever they're doing. And I have so much love for Philadelphia, and it's always really an honor and a pleasure to perform in Philadelphia or just making appearances and meeting all the awesome people of Philly. I love it here.
We share our opinions with everybody in the area, whether you're a sports athlete, a wrestler, a politician, someone who doesn't know how to drive. We will share our very colorful opinions with you in Philadelphia. We are very upfront and blunt about that.
I love it. That's my favorite thing. I mean, I'm from Connecticut. I spent a lot of time on the independents between Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, and it just seems like I have love for fans all over the world. It just seems like this area of the country, where New York and Philly, the fans are just, and the people, not just people in general, they are just the realest of real, brutally honest. My favorite, because I myself am brutally honest, and I appreciate that way of life with people. So Philly's just, I can't say enough good things about it. Not just because I'm here, not just because I'm standing here with someone from Philly, but I mean, I'll tell anyone over and over again, Philly's just awesome.
All right, so since we're being blunt and honest here, what's going on with the in-ring stuff? Everybody wants to know, when are you going to NXT? When are you jumping to WWE? Is this something that you thought about, have been asked about? What's going on? We're tired of waiting. We're impatient here in the Northeast.
If I had a penny for everyone who has asked me that just this weekend, I could retire for the rest of my life. I wouldn't have to do anything. So here's the thing. I'm pretty much retired from in-ring action for now. I mean, I shouldn't say for now because people retire, then they come. But here's the thing. I retired for a legitimate reason. Bumping for 15 years, which I had a 15-year in-ring career. 16 years. 10 of those years were spent with TNA. 6 of those years were spent on the independent scene, the grueling independent scene. So after a while, the older I get, I just started thinking I need to take care of my body more. I need to not be in pain all the time. I need to think about my future because a lot of guys and gals in wrestling don't really think about life after wrestling. They get caught up in the moment, and that's cool because that's what happens. It's just wrestling is in our blood. We love it. We breathe it. We don't think about ever doing anything else with our lives. Well, I'm the complete opposite of that. As much as I love this business and always will, I'm thinking about my future and how when I'm 50, how I'd like to stand up straight and not be in pain every day of my life. And so I do personal training. I ventured into that, and I always tell people I spent 16 years of my life destroying my body from my dream of being a wrestler, and now as a trainer, I'll spend the rest piecing it back together. I mean, I'll always have pains. I have pain in my neck right now as we stand here. Just standing here, my neck is killing me, And it's nothing, I guess, compared to the injuries a lot of other guys and girls have suffered, but I'm blessed to have just walked away with just neck pain here and there. But it's just, I had a really, really satisfying career. I pretty much I accomplished all I set out to do in wrestling through TNA, and for that I will be forever grateful. WWE is definitely not in the cards for me right now, especially as an in-ring performer. It's just no more physicality for me. I'm like I said, I'm trying to heal myself now and look out for my future and kind of take that next step and always have love for the wrestling business, which is why I'm here today with you and all the awesome fans.
So how often do you keep up with the current product? Do you still watch it, or is it hard to watch now, being not an in-ring performer?
To be honest, I really don't watch wrestling at all anymore. I don't watch any TV, to be honest. I just, as much as I respect every single guy and girl out there busting their ass in the ring night in and night out, but it's just, to me, the wrestling industry, it doesn't have the same feel that it did back when I was in performing. And I know a lot of people are like, what does she mean by that? What is she? And I'm not in any way disrespecting anyone in wrestling. It's just to each their own. I mean, I understand everything in life evolves, but it doesn't always evolve to everyone's liking. And I mean, I was a fan of wrestling during the Attitude Era. I mean, the Attitude Era was like the be-all, end-all of wrestling. And it was so exciting. And it just seemed so much more exciting back then. And I'm not excited as a wrestling fan in 2018. And again, it's no disrespect to anyone. It's not because anyone's doing anything wrong or what I don't think is right. It's just, I'm just not, it's not the same.
And,
I can leave it at that.
I understand what you're saying, because sometimes you have to step away from it.
See it, the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even like doing conventions and stuff like this.
Yes.
When you're doing media, myself, you're doing conventions, doing interviews and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to all right, I got to take a year away from it.
Yeah.
To appreciate it again.
To appreciate
and there's
it
nothing
again.
wrong with that.
Right.
I think
Right.
most wrestling, true, genuine wrestling fans understand what
Right.
you're saying.
And I think I'm spoiled too. Like I said, when I was
I
coming
did give
up,
you a box of Lucky Charms.
I have my Lucky Charms. That's all I need all weekend, and I am good. It was a family size one at that. Like, oh man. So yeah. So I mean, I'm a spoiled wrestling fan again because to me, the highlight of the wrestling industry was the Attitude Era, and there's nothing like that now. I mean, everything is PG, and I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with PG. These are just my personal opinions. This is
That's
not
just the world we live in
right.
anymore.
It's too PG for me. I like a little bit of, risque, and I think that's why the Beautiful People were such an awesome fit because, we were not PG. We were risque. We went out there and, we did it all. We cat fought. We did, cat fighting. We did brawling. We just had the most amazing chemistry, and those times, that era of wrestling, and that my time in TNA was probably the most fun I've had in wrestling.
Well, you said everything is PG now, or PC.
Right. PG, PC go hand in hand.
Exactly. Like,
Right.
you can't release the pigeons now. PETA is
No.
got, something to say about the pigeons being released.
Yeah, PETA's not too happy about that. But I mean, I just don't think my whole style would ever fit in with the WWE product right now. Because, I mean, I like being my own free agent. I like making my own schedule. I like kind of having the creative freedom that I was given in TNA. All those things kind of made Velvet Sky who she is today. And I feel like going to WWE would kind of just, I feel like I would take a huge step back. And most people would say, how could she say that? She'd probably make the most money. It's not all about the money. You have to love what you do. And I got to a point in wrestling where I didn't love it anymore. I just didn't love and I didn't care. And I was making a really, really good living with TNA. I mean, the money was great, but I wasn't having fun anymore. So between not having fun anymore and just thinking about trying to preserve my body and keep myself the healthiest I could, I made a decision to step away from the business, and I am retired from in-ring action. I will not unretire from in-ring action, because once you get it in your head that, oh my God, anything could happen, God forbid you have to have neck surgery or spinal fusion surgery. Like, I didn't want to ever tap into any of that. And I got into wrestling at a really young age, and I had a satisfying 16-year career, and I'm proud of all I accomplished, and that's pretty much my take on it.
Definitely. And you're not the first person I've interviewed, and I've heard that story about making the jump to a PG product and feeling like that character that you've worked and you've built, that's your baby. That's who you are.
Right.
And to go somewhere and they're saying, well, you know what, we're going to do it this way.
Right.
And then you feeling like, okay, but you're changing my whole legacy, not the entire legacy, but that feeling that now I'm going to be a different character. I'm not going to, people, because WWE is such a large scale worldwide, that more people are going to be remembering that small little blip in your career. And then I see where you come from. You definitely want to maintain what you've had going that far.
I've had a lot of creative say in the character of Velvet Sky. They pretty much told me the idea they had, and Angelina and myself, we took the ball and we ran with it. And we had a lot of creative freedom within the walls of TNA. And it's not all about, well, I have to be in charge or I'm not working at all. It's not like that at all. It's just when you're used to having that creative freedom and being able to have input and having, the management and the writers agree to certain things, and then you go somewhere else and they're like, well, no, you're going to do this, 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 and this. We're going to take this away. No more of this, and we're going to call you something completely. Yes, so it's like, I guess it just depends on the person, because I know a lot of people would probably jump at the idea, oh, I don't care, I'll go there. They can change my name and shave my head as long as I'm there. Yeah. I don't care that much, where I would want to sacrifice everything I've worked for just to walk out.
Right, you do care that much. This is who I am. This is what I feel, and I don't want to change.
So, in my opinion, WWE is not the end all be all of wrestling, and I feel like there's a lot of guys and girls on the independents right now. The Young Bucks, number one, they have created an entire legacy for themselves.
They have their own show.
Absolutely. They could have a job at WWE if they chose to go there, but they know it's not the end all be all. They're having more fun on the independent scene. They get to make their own schedule. They're making a lot of money. They travel the globe, and they don't have anyone breathing down their neck.
Figures now.
So there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
So they're making moves. So you're here at the Wizard World. Aside from wrestling, what are some of the things that you're interested in when you see these Wizard World conventions that excite you? And is there anything that you want to take a look at before you leave Wizard World?
There's so many things to look at here. This is my first Wizard World. I've always wanted to work a Wizard World convention, but there were restrictions in the past where, WWE had a block on, TNA wrestling and all other wrestlers from appearing at Wizard World. So kind of ruined my chances in the past. I could have appeared here many times, but it's okay. I'm here today. That's all that matters. There's so much to look at. Superheroes and comic books and Star Wars, and everyone's walking around with really cool costumes. So it'll be really cool to get away from the table and just kind of look around and see what's going on here. These are my favorite things. Comic Cons are my favorite things to work because there's just so much cool pop culture going on here. I love it.
Let everybody know where they can find you at online. People are social media crazy. Where can they find you?
My Twitter is at VelVelHoller and Instagram at SkyIsVelvet. And my merchandise is available at ratedv.net.
Very awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking some time and letting us know what you've been up to, what you're going to be doing, and much success to you. And congratulations on a 16-year career. I've been a fan for a long time, which I think all the autographs that I've shown in the pictures, I've proved that over all the years. Enjoy the Lucky Charms. If people want to hit you up on Twitter, you should get a P.O. box. We would just start sending you cereal.
I have a P.O. box, and it's so funny. Every time I go check it, there's just packs of Oreos. I'll open a box, I'm like, wait, I didn't order anything, and I'll open it, it'll just be a tower of Oreos. I'm like, yes. So Oreos and junk food and Lucky Charms and snacks and cookies, all that happy stuff, that's always welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. This is Velvet Sky, and you're listening to MMB Radio, baby. Oh, yeah.